Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Matthew. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Well, first of all, congratulations on this. I thought you did such an amazing job, and I was lucky enough to see this movie at the Toronto International Film Festival, which premiered here in September, and I wanted to know from you what it was like to have this movie, premiering here.
It was great, and everybody involved in making the movie was really a lot of people were there, and we were all very excited to see how the movie was going to play. Yeah, it was really the first film festival I've ever been to, and to be there, representing this film, I was very excited, and it was a very warm reception.
Good. I'm glad we treated you well, so you deserve it. What an amazing story, and what a predicament that your character, General Fellers, has to go through. What was it like for you, even to prepare for something like this? Because there is a responsibility. It's based on a real story.
Yeah, anytime as an actor you're approaching something that's based in an actual historical moment of time, and then playing a guy that was a real man, you have to ask yourself the question of how much the actual history is going to help you learning all of that, or how much it might get in the way of the film you're trying to make. So, and nobody really knows much about Bonner Fellers. I mean, he's sort of a behind-the-scenes, slightly shadowy figure in all the history the research that I did. So, I really felt that I read all of his reports. I did do quite a bit of research, and I felt that a ton of research was represented in the script as well. There'd been a lot done before I came on board. But so I just felt it was I had the opportunity to really pay attention to the script and try to serve that story the very best I could.
Yes, and then of course great cast, and you get to work alongside Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, as General MacArthur. My God, seriously, some days you probably looked over and went, maybe that really was MacArthur. What's it like to work with a man like this and so intense?
I had a fantastic time working with Tommy, and when I just felt I couldn't think of any other actor that was more suited to play MacArthur, and the opportunity to see, Tommy had a different challenge than I had, because MacArthur is obviously one of our most sort of iconic U.S. military figures of the 20th century, and we know a lot about him, and we have a lot of imagery of him, and I think just even the general population has sort of some concept of who this man was, and the corncob pipe, and the way that he stood, and the way that he carried himself. And so I was very curious to see how Tommy was going to approach that. Yeah. He's a very strong persona in his own right, obviously, and then to see how much he was going to take that we actually know about MacArthur and incorporate that into his performance, I was very curious to see.
Yeah, really great performances in this. I'm wondering, we go way back, Matthew. I used to watch you without fail on Party of Five, I have to tell you. But you've obviously come a long way since and done so much stuff. And I'm wondering what it is when you get a script now. What intrigues you? What do you want to show us?
I never really think about it that way. I mean, I just read scripts that are sent to me, and every now and then one just really gets in my system, and I feel that it's inevitable that I'm going to be a part of it. I mean, I will say that I think that at this point in my life, I'm really excited about doing things that are different, and kind of part of what I love about acting is the challenge in it for me personally. And so I think I'm looking to do things that I find really challenging, and everything I've been doing recently has had its own specific set of challenges for me personally, and I enjoy sort of figuring out how I'm going to tackle those.
Yeah, well, you're doing a really good job, and up next we're going to see you in World War Z, or maybe here in Canada we're going to call it World War Z. That'll be interesting.
Right.
But that, huge budget, Brad Pitt, Mark Forster directing, what was it like to just work on something like that?
It was the biggest movie I've ever been involved with. It was amazing. I mean, it was just an enormous sort of city in itself, moving around Europe when you'd show up to set. And it's the kind of movie, when it comes to huge budget, sort of summer tentpole blockbuster type films, it's one that I would love to turn out and see. I mean, and I was a big fan of the books, and I'm a big fan of Mark Forster. He's a good friend of mine, and I wanted to be a part of it in any way that I could. I'm very excited to see that film.
Good stuff. So are we, and I just want to congratulate you again on your performance in Emperor. Boy, you really did a great job. And
thank you.
Hey, do you think you'll ever do TV again, or is that kind of, you've done that, been there?
You know, it's not that for me. I mean, I really think some of the best television, best storytelling is happening on television. And for me, it's really about having more flexibility in my life, to be able to go do a film and focus on that for a couple of months and then take a bunch of time off in between and sort of have more control over when I'm working and when I'm not, is why I'm really enjoying sort of working in films right now.
Well, good for you, and well, you changed my family's life with Lost, I can tell you that. We never missed an episode, so congratulations on everything, Matthew. Always lovely to talk to you, and best of luck with this film. I hope a lot of people see it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
You're so welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.